What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a new video series called Supplements Explained that I'm going to be doing every single week. So each week we are going to be taking a different supplement of any kind and talking about it. We're going to dive into it, find out what's in it, how it works, and if we should be taking them or if they're just a complete waste of money. And the idea of this video series is to educate people that may be a bit misled and misinformed about supplements and the benefits that they can provide to you, that you see advertised on Instagram, Facebook, and in local stores. So here on the series, we're going to be tackling the topic of supplements and should you buy them, and if you should, which ones. So with that said, let's roll the intro and get into our first supplement, which is going to be protein powders. So one of the most common questions that I got asked when working at GNC, which I didn't think would be a thing, isn't are protein shakes or protein powders good for you or beneficial for you? It was, how are they made? So when the process of converting milk into dairy products like cheese, butter and yogurts, when that happens, there's a waste that is high in protein, low in carbs, low in fats, and this is what we then convert into whey protein. This gives you the powdered version of whey protein. And there are 3 different types of protein supplements you can buy on the market. The first is a whey protein. This is definitely the most popular by far. It's very cheap, it's high in protein, it's got a moderate to low amount of fat and a moderate to low amount of carbs, but it also contains lactose. So for any of you that are lactose intolerant, this shake wouldn't be ideal, or you wouldn't be able to take this shake. Whereas a whey isolate is a more refined version of a just a normal whey protein shake. It has a higher amount of protein, it has virtually no carbs and no fats, but the big thing is they extract and take out the lactose that is in a normal whey. So anyone that is lactose intolerant, that doesn't produce the chemical to react to lactose, you can take it, that's fine. And finally, casein is a nighttime protein, as it's commonly referred to, and this is because of the slow release of proteins that you get. And the reason it gets this name, the bedtime protein, is because unlike a normal whey, where when you consume it, you get that hit of 25 grams of protein instantly, with a casein you get a drip feed. So if you're going to sleep or you're going to bed and you're not going to be consuming any protein for about 6 to 8 hours, you'd much prefer, it would be more beneficial to have a drip feed throughout the night to keep protein synthesis up than it would be to have everything in one hit and then nothing for 6 hours. So that's just a brief description of what a protein shake is and the types of protein you can get on today's market. Now what I want to touch upon is amino acids, because these are the big things when it comes to a protein shake. This is what we want to be looking for in a protein shake if we were looking to buy one. So the biggest component of any protein supplement on the market is their amino content. How many or what amino acids are actually in that protein supplement. And you can think of amino acids as long chains that when bonded together create what we call protein, and you can think of these as the building blocks to your body, because our bodies require amino acids to perform a varied amount of functions, and this ranges from digestion and absorption of food and calories, immune health, all the way to building muscle. And there are 19 different types of amino acids that all play a different and important role within the body. I'm not even going to try explaining every single one and the role that they play in your body in this video. That's a video in and of itself, so if that's something you want to see, then leave a like and comment down below, and maybe we can make it happen in the future. But saying that, if you look on screen at the moment, you will see 2 different tables. One is labeled essential amino acids, one is labeled non-essential amino acids. The difference between them both are the non-essential amino acids are amino acids that our body can produce naturally, so we don't need to get them from an external source or a supplement or from foods. On the left hand side you'll see essential amino acids, and these are amino acids that our body doesn't produce, or if it does, it's in very low amounts that we cannot use, that we will need to get from a supplement or a alternative food source external from what we can create within our body. And this is important because I tried to find the amino content for the 3 different types of protein supplements that we've listed. So whey isolate, and a casein protein. So no matter what website I went on, I genuinely just could not find the amino content, or more importantly, how many essential amino acids are in specific protein shakes or protein shakes that are available. So I couldn't make a determination on that alone. So what I've done instead is I've made a slight assumption, and I've used MyProtein as a good reference in order to make these assumptions. So when it comes to buying protein supplements, I personally would want to go for one that is very high in protein with as close to a complete amino profile as possible. A complete amino profile is just, it has the complete 19 amino acids that we require, or the 9 that we don't produce. So the examples that I'm going to give are all from MyProtein, so I've tried to keep it as consistent as possible and from the same company, so they're fairly similar. If you want to do your own research into this, you can find the reference links down in the description below to do your own research if you want to. But saying that, let's get into the examples. So on screen at the moment, you'll see 3 products. The first is a normal whey protein, the second is whey isolate, and the third is a casein. It has listed all the macronutrient contents, the amount of calories, the serving size, and the cost per container. But if we look at whey protein, you can see that the normal whey protein that MyProtein is selling on their website has 21 grams of protein and 4.5 grams of BCAAs. Now if we flip back to the graph that I showed you previously, if you take a look at the essential amino acids, you will see that 3 of the amino acids are listed as BCAAs. These are leucine, isoleucine, and valine. This protein shake contains 4.5 grams of BCAAs, which is essential amino acids, so ones that we need from an external source. It's safe to say that the more refined and more, let's say, better version of a whey, which would be a whey isolate, would contain a higher amount of these BCAAs. And we can kind of prove this because it has a higher protein content per serving. And then the casein protein that I found was what they call the elite version, so it's a little bit more expensive, but it listed that it had a complete amino profile. And if you didn't remember, or if you don't remember from earlier, a complete amino profile means all the essential amino acids that we need but don't produce, which is good. So putting all of that into perspective, which protein shake is more beneficial? Doesn't really matter which is more beneficial. They are all beneficial towards hitting your protein intake, because at the end of the day, a protein supplement is just a supplement to help get your protein intake up if you cannot afford or have the time to buy and cook normal meats. Now out of the 3, the recommendations that I would give are, if you can go for a whey isolate protein, do it, because it's going to have a higher protein content and very low fats and carbs, almost non-existent. It's a little bit more expensive, but again, for those of you who are lactose intolerant, you can take this because they extract the lactose from this protein supplement. And casein protein, if you find yourself going long periods without consuming any protein, a casein protein may be beneficial for you to help give you a drip feed of amino acids to help with that protein synthesis if you're going long periods without any. And that brings us on to the question of why and when should you take a protein supplement. The why is very easy to explain. If you can't hit your protein intake for the day, take a protein supplement. And the second is to help get all your amino acids in. So if you don't eat a variety of foods, you could not be getting in some of the essential amino acids that your body requires. So grabbing a protein supplement that has everything in it you need is just so much more convenient than trying to go out, look at food packages, and source your own aminos from specific and individual foods. And not only that, but it's also cheap as hell. Again, if we look at the references that I gave in the My Protein supplements, you'll see that a tub of protein costs like £20 and you get 23 grams of protein out of one serving, and there are 40 servings per container. Now, that is £20 for essentially 40 days worth of 23 grams of protein towards your goal, or 20 days worth of 46 grams of protein towards your goal, which is a big amount for the average person. If you haven't got massive amounts of muscle on you, that's nearly like a quarter or maybe even a third of your protein intake in a shake. To get that from meats, to buy that, will just be so much more expensive. Not only that, but it's also convenient. It's a lot easier to whack some powder in a protein shake, carry a bottle of water around with you when you need it, fill the shake up, shake it up and down it, than it is to spend 10, 20 minutes, maybe even more, cooking a chicken breast or cooking a steak and then sitting down and eating it. Not only that, but it also digests and absorbs faster, so is therefore utilized quicker in a liquid form than it would be for your body to break the foods down, to then process it, absorb it, digest it, and then use it. And the next question is, when should you be taking a protein shake? I can tell you when not to take it: when you're doing your last fucking bicep curl, because you assume if you don't get protein in as soon as you finish your workout, you are not going to maximize the workout that you've just done. You can wait anywhere from like half an hour to an hour to get a shake in, but it's so much more convenient and easier to just take a shake maybe 30 minutes after your workout. One, because protein is a satiating macronutrient, meaning it keeps you fuller for longer, and after performing any physical activity, you're more likely to be hungry and require more calories because of the calories you've expended. So just drinking a shake, giving yourself a protein boost that you may need, but also filling you up, meaning you won't binge or eat any foods, so you can save it to later. That's good. And it's just so easy to carry around. You can literally put it in your bag, you don't need to refrigerate it, you don't need to cook it, you just literally add water and drink it, and it doesn't go off, or it rarely ever goes off. And that brings a close to the first episode of Supplements Explained. We've gone over protein supplements, when should you take them, why should you take them, what you should be looking for when taking them, and what amino acids are. So we've learned quite a lot in today's video. I have no idea how long this is going to be. I'm trying to keep my videos below 15 minutes now, just because I've noticed every time I go to do them, I spend way too much time explaining, like I'm doing now, and the video ends up being like 30 minutes long, and unless I'm really fucking entertaining, which I'm probably not, no one wants to sit down and look at me for 30 minutes. I don't even do that to myself. But anyway, that is the first episode. Next week, we are going to be looking at pre-workouts and covering the exact same topics. What's in it, what do they do to your body, and how to use it, and when to use it. So be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're updated when that video is released. Have a good day, and I will see you in next week's video.